With CAT 2020 behind us, it is important that all of you focus on the non-CAT exams now. Believe me, XAT, NMAT, SNAP, all of them have very good colleges, and each of these tests present to you a very good next opportunity after CAT. In this video, we would be discussing specifically about SNAP. I would take you through the new SNAP structure, the various colleges under SNAP, their cutoffs, their salary structures, the last dates to apply to each of these tests. I would also be touching on the strategy in terms of time management, the order in which you need to attend the sections in this new SNAP. Also, we would be taking you through each of the three sections in terms of what to expect and how to prepare. Finally, I will leave you with a few of my inputs as to what you can do in the next few upcoming days in order to do very well and come out with flying colors in SNAP. Let us now analyze the new SNAP structure and what is new in this SNAP 2020. Now earlier, till last year, SNAP was conducted only once in typically the third week of December. Now from this year, first time, SNAP would be conducted 3 times in a year. So 20th December, 6th January and 9th January. These are the 3 dates for SNAP of this year. You would have already applied to them. You could take it maximum up to 2 times. The best of the 2 scores would be taken. One other big change which has happened, perhaps COVID induced, is that the overall time limit for SNAP has gone down from 2 hours to only 1 hour. So 120 minutes earlier SNAPs, the new SNAP now only 60 minutes. Only 60 questions. Till last year there were 110 questions. So time has been halved. The number of questions have also been halved. Remember, all of them are of 1 mark each. In the earlier SNAP, many questions are 1.5 marks and 2 marks per question also. But in the new SNAP, all the 60 questions are MCQs. All of them are 1 mark each with negative marking. So this is as far as the new SNAP structure is concerned. Now let us move our focus to the various top colleges under SNAP. The 2 best colleges under SNAP are SIBM Pune and SCMHRD Pune. They offer a host of programs, but their main MBA flagship program is what I am referring to. The cutoffs for these 2 top colleges under SNAP would range around 98th percentile. In the new marking scheme of 60 marks of SNAP, we expect the cutoffs for these 2 top colleges to be in late 30s, perhaps around 37 to 40, which you need to be targeting. Remember, there are no sectional cutoffs in SNAP. The salary structures are very appealing, around 18 to 20 lakhs for these 2 colleges. SIBM Pune closes on 19th of December, just a day before the first SNAP. And I believe SCMHRD closes on the 7th of Jan, a couple of days before the last SNAP. Be very careful to ensure that you don't miss these deadlines. The next 2 colleges after the top 2 would be SIBM Bangalore and SIIB Pune. The cutoffs for these 2 colleges would be in the range of 89 to 90 percentile, and in the new 60 mark SNAP, anticipated cutoff could be around 30 marks. Average salary for these 2 would be around 10 to 11 lakhs. And the last dates would be around 18th and 19th of December. Please check out on their individual websites and ensure that you are applying to each of these colleges as per your own expected percentiles and preferences. Now, when I take out these top 4, the only other college which closes before SNAP is SCIT. It's a little sectoral niche as far as information technology is concerned. So people from the relative background can apply. It closes a couple of days before the first SNAP. All the other colleges like the SIOM, that is Operations Management, Telecom Management, Mass Communication, Banking Finance, Hospitality Management, there are a host of sectoral niche programs available under SNAP. All of them can be applied to after the SNAP is over. So hold on now, don't rush into any of these applications. But remember, if any of you is considering a career in any of these sector specific programs, these are good programs to look at. the cutoffs are very low. Typically, some of them as low as 50 percentile in SNAP, could go up to 75 around for SIOM. So in that bracket of 50 to 75, there would be at least 10 to 12 good sectoral colleges. Average salaries would be in the range of 7 to 9 lakhs. But for students whose scores are not being very high and they are not expecting great scores in CAT, or even their SNAP mocks aren't going too well, remember, these average colleges under SNAP present to you a very good opportunity to consider going forward. Okay? Now let me move forward to the overall strategy in terms of the new SNAP. Now, in which order should you be attempting the sections? Now, I would rather go with the order which most of us have been most familiar and comfortable with in CAT. So remember what happened in CAT. We started with English, we moved to LRDI, and then we ended with QA. I think you can follow the same order here. Begin with English, move to the analytical logical reasoning, and ended up with QA and DI. This is what my prescription would be, but as I say, this is only my thought. It could be different for each of you, but English in the end could really be very, not something which is advisable, but of course between maths and reasoning you could play around with the second and the third slot. In terms of timing, that is the biggest challenge in a 1 hour test. Every time the timer will constantly create that pressure on you. Okay? So in terms of the breakup of 60 minutes, I would recommend not more than 15 minutes in English. Perhaps a couple of minutes saved here could actually go a long way in some extra time in the maths and the reasoning part. Perhaps try to complete in 12 to 13 minutes English, around 25 minutes for reasoning, and around 20 minutes for QA. Okay. Couple of minutes plus minus depending on which sections you are better at and which is not so strong. Remember, there are no sectional cutoffs, so I don't need to get a minimum in every section, but I need to maximize my overall aggregate. So therefore, it always makes sense to spend more time in my best section and maximize my overall score. Okay, so the ideal breakup, again I would repeat, around 12 to 14 minutes in English, around 23 to 27 minutes in the reasoning part, and around 20 to 22 minutes in the QA part. The ordering, begin with English, ideally move to reasoning, then go to maths, but maths and reasoning can be interchanged depending on your preference. Remember, SNAP is a speed test, unlike CAT, wherein a lot of concepts and a lot of places you really had to spend time in solving. Remember, it's 60 minutes, 60 questions. 1 minute per question, very different from what we have been practicing in CAT. So your mindset has to really shift. We have been used to around 3 to 4 minutes per question scenario in CAT, and here we are there to 1 minute per question. So please understand, test is simpler, faster, vocabulary, grammar driven English, which makes it much easier to proceed in terms of time, but consciously one has to keep telling himself or herself that I need to move fast. Don't get stuck in any unfamiliar questions. Remember, no sectional cutoffs. Okay? Let's start with English. Now in English, remember we have one single RC passage, longish, around 600-700 words, direct, straightforward, fact-based questions. 3-4 questions on vocab, around 3-4 questions on grammar. So huge focus on vocabulary and grammar, unlike CAT. That has to be practiced. And in around 12 to 13 minutes, one needs to be cracking this section. Any score of 10 plus would be a very good score. Focus but has to be learning wise on grammar and vocabulary in the next few days. RC, you've already practiced enough, you don't need to really do much of that except mocks. And parajumbles, you can get 1 or 2, again, which I think you've practiced enough, the more difficult ones in CAT, so you really don't need to do anything special for that. So special effort would be required as far as vocabulary and grammar is concerned. Vocabulary is difficult to really learn in the next few days, so my suggestion would be go through all the old SNAP papers available in your aspiration account, in our Career Launcher aspiration account. take all the mocks available of Snap. So all the vocabulary and grammar questions, at least which come in them, would you get accustomed to solving them, and also perhaps look at some few Snap specific section tests as well. Reasoning. Unlike CAT, where everything was caselet oriented, in Snap, maximum of the questions are single questions. You will only get perhaps 2 caselets. Okay? Most of them are single. So of course, that actually puts a bit of pressure on time. What gets tested in this? Primarily, couple of things. One, lot of questions on clocks, calendars, set theory. So it is a bit of an overlap with maths. So just brush up your concepts on these areas. Many of you already appeared for NMAT. So you already know the specific reasoning NMAT oriented, the coding, decoding, input, output, series based questions. Many of you have already practiced them for NMAT. The same practice will come to play and useful in Snap as well. You also get questions here on blood relations, on arrangements, typically what we have already practiced in CAT, but here the questions will be of much simpler level. You also get around 2 or 3 questions on verbal reasoning, which will be typically the conclusion assertion types, statement assumption types, which it is important for you to go through the non-CAT class sheets of English to be able to understand this kind of questioning. You also get 2 to 3 questions on visual reasoning in Snap, wherein 4 pictures are given. You have to connect the dots and guess the 5th picture, or at times 5 pictures are there, the 3rd one is missing, and you have to guess the right picture. Now these are difficult questions to look at. My advice would be avoid them. In the first sight, if it looks like that you've got the answer, click it, but don't beat your head, don't waste a lot of time on them. I think they are best to be avoided. Okay? So typically overall, in around 25 minutes, if you devote to this section, anything in the range of 14 to 15 would be a very good score in this section. Moving on to the last section, that is the maths and the DI part. Here you only get 2 caselets of DI, that's around 7 to 8 questions, and the rest all are the typical maths questions which we have been practicing in the past. Major focus would be on arithmetic, geometry, and modern maths. Okay? So please brush up your formulae of geometry, mensuration. Modern maths concepts can be revisited. All the arithmetic areas like percentage, ratio, proportion, averages, simple and compound interest, time squared distance, time in work needs to be quickly re-looked at, and ensuring that you don't miss out any sitters in these areas. Scoring, arithmetic as we all know is easy. And when it comes to DI, remember the 2 caselets which you get are generally a very calculation intensive. So you get not much of LR here. It is a typically DI kind of questions, graph based, data table oriented, too many calculations involved. So students who are good at calculations, who like number crunching, could fancy their chances in solving these 2 questions ahead of the maths questions. But otherwise, if you don't like calculations, DI is not your strength, perhaps it makes sense to attempt the QA questions first. Last year, I believe it was reported that even Venn diagram, 1 caselet on that had appeared in this section. So please ensure that you brush up your concepts and practice a few Venn diagram questions. Generally 3 sets would come here, but you never know. So do practice a couple of 4 sets as well from your past question sheets and mocks, and be ready with that. So overall, around 20-22 minutes if you devote to the QA section, any score in the range of 12 to 13 would be a good score. So overall, 38 to 40, brilliant score in the 60 mark new Snap. 30 is a good score, but don't forget, if you look at the number of colleges which are there in Snap, even a score of 20, 25 out of 60 could really again make you possible candidate to be selected in many of those 2nd and 3rd run colleges under Snap. And don't underestimate them. Don't assume that they are not good. Average salary 7 to 8 lakhs, cut off 60 percentile, 50 percentile also at times are not bad choices to take. Okay, so now let's look at what to do in the next few days in order to crack this Snap exam. Firstly, mocks. So there are 8 Snap specific mocks in your Career Launcher Aspiration account. refer to the non-CAT schedule. You will get the dates. Some of them have already been uploaded. Some of them would be uploaded in due course of time. Please ensure you attempt all these mocks. There are certain SNAP specific section tests in your account as well. Do ensure you look at them. Old SNAP papers, GK not relevant, but other sections, especially the vocab and the grammar, maths, reasoning, please ensure that you have a look at all those papers, specifically English, the VA part must do. NMAT type reasoning, I'm sure you've already practiced for NMAT. Just extend that practice a bit, it will also help you a lot in SNAP. Okay. Geometry mensuration. Please ensure that you revise the formulae concepts of geometry mensuration and also quickly brush up your arithmetic quotients as well. Okay. Very, very critical. So, in a nutshell, 60 minutes, less time, only 60 questions, speed test, okay, easy generally, very, very good number of colleges to be actually fighting for. 4 are very good. Some sectoral MBA programs like telecom, infrastructure, IT, hospitality, banking, finance, even mass communication, host of programs on offer through SNAP, and I'm sure that all of you would come up with flying colors in SNAP and would definitely vie for these top colleges. Okay, thank you. Please feel free to drop a comment or even for queries, post a query on our Facebook page of Career Launcher Kolkata or give us a call. All the best, do well, thank you.